Welcome back to At Home with Roby. I'm Patrick McIsaac from Roby Electric, along with Trent Haston from the Roby family of companies. Trent Steele here with Graham Worth and Matt Young, talking about Common Market, new location, opened earlier this week on Monroe Road in between Wendover and Sharon Amity. And Graham, you were telling us a little bit about you were a banker in New York. You brought all that pile of money back with you. No, I'm joking. You decided to come back. I mean, at New York, obviously, I'm with you, man. I always tell people that I grew up in Georgia. I went to school in South Carolina, and I moved to Charlotte. And this is probably as far north as my body could handle as far as the cold. So welcome back. Obviously, you've been here for a little while. You call Common Market a deli bar. I know you said that you're trying to offer a little bit of confusion. It starts to get people curious. What exactly do you mean by that?
I think it's just a way to kind of, because all the time we have people who walk in the store who, first of all, have no idea kind of what's going on. We try to walk them through the process, but then they're like, "Well, I can order a sandwich and drink a beer." I'm confused about what's really happening here. So. And I also think to your point earlier, each location's kind of different. And what we're trying to do on the location off Monroe Road is offer more of a, kind of a grocery type element for the residents. There's not a ton in the area, and I feel like, it'll attract both a different clientele from every different store, from the other two stores that we had. And, that's another thing that was kind of fascinating. You put the exact same concept in two different neighborhoods, and you get two different demographics of the people who attend, which from a business perspective is kind of a fascinating thing to see how the neighborhoods kind of take over the store and kind of define the fabric of the store as opposed to what we're trying to force something onto them.
No, and people listen to the show. You're listening to At Home with Roby. Patrick McIsaac and Trent Haston are your hosts. People wonder, they say, "Oh, the Roby family's in the construction business and in the services business. Why are they having the one of the partners and entrepreneurs of the Common Market?" We're big. We talk about this on a lot of our shows. We're big in co-branding. We like to partner with like-minded people. Number one, who are trying to decommoditize their business and win with service and quality. That's what we're all about. That's what you're all about. We have the same clients. I'm kidding that they're all young, because they're really not. I mean, right. The young people are cool and they stand out, but frankly, the older generation drives the pocketbook, both for our business and I'm sure your business. So we appreciate all generations. Sure. And hopefully the younger people will be our clients one day as well as they evolve and as they acquire real estate and properties and such. But I think it's cool that you have a story to tell to your clients. You said you kind of educate them through the process to come in and shop. That's really what we're doing with you on the construction or the how it unfolds of your new building. And I always tell people, whether you're doing commercial or residential construction, if it's your property, it ought to be fun. And the experience is 100% of what it is, because if it's a miserable experience to get there, I don't care if you saved a penny to do it. Once you get into the space, it's not going to be your space if it's not fun and people aren't going to enjoy it. It'll have a bad vibe about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, at the end of the day, just as you said, you can go to a grocery store, you can go to a chain and get something that would be cheaper than you get at Common Market. What you can't get there is you can't walk in, ask our extremely knowledgeable staff, hey, I'm looking for this type of beer. I want to try that out. They'll take the time to kind of walk you through it. And, there's a customer service element, like you said, that plays a big role in our business. And I will go back to a place 10 times over with great customer service and mediocre food as opposed to great food and mediocre customer service.
Well, and we talk about that. You're kind of touching on being sort of an advisor of what somebody's looking for, and they're asking you because you're an expert, and they're asking your employees because they're experts. And it all boils down to they care, and they care about Common Market. They feel like they're part of it. And, of course, we feel the same way about our business at Roby, is that we find people that really legitimately care, and we want them to become part of our what we call Roby Family. And it sounds like you have something similar. I want to touch on something you mentioned, Grim. You're calling it a grocery experience on the Monroe Road store. We talked a little bit about this during the break. Does that mean you're going to have steaks, or I can pick up something to cook on the grill on the way home? Is it that kind of thing?
Yeah, so we're partnering with a number of local brands, Pasta Provisions, Salem Hill Farms, which will provide the steaks, hamburgers, chicken. So something that you could come in. We want to complement our experience of kind of a grocery store with also other local partners and brands that you can come in and grab that as well. And they may only have 1 or 2 locations in Charlotte, perhaps not convenient to where you are. And so we're trying to act as an extension to help out some other companies here locally as well.
Yeah, I mean, the same type of business model. We're business to business. We've grown our business with not just caring about our employees, our associates that work for us and work with us, and our customers, but we care about our vendors and our subcontractors as well. I mean, we buy local, we buy family businesses, and we want to help them succeed. Some of them want to do the right thing and come along with us, and some of them don't, right?
Right.
They want the quick payday, and that maybe not be the good fit. I will say, though, I live out on the river, as our audience knows, and talk about a competitor. I really don't think y'all are, because y'all are in different demographics or geographic locations. But out in Belmont is Stream Bean, and I'll be bebopping around on Saturday, kids' soccer game, having a great day. The sun's out, and I'll find myself meandering there, buy a 6-pack of beer and spend $100 on something. I don't know what I spend my money on, but I feel good about it.
Right.
Well,
I think that's a concept we're kind of looking into as well. Is we've looked at creating a retail experience where you could you're going in to buy a 6-pack of beer and you end up buying a vinyl record while you're sitting in the same store. And we're looking at expanding kind of our retail options where it's it was based off a place I went to in Raleigh, and my friends will always say they go in for a coffee and they ended up buying like $60 worth of clothes and a 6-pack of beer, and they're like, "How did that just happen?"
What happened, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you just said a word, and Trent, you said it as well. And in business these days, it's 100% about the customer experience. Whether you're building a house, whether you're repairing somebody's electrical in their home, or building a commercial structure. I mean, a lot of people can do what we all do, what you do, and what we do, but we feel like we provide a different customer experience. And you most certainly do at the Common Market, because it is a unique experience. I have visited the store in Plaza Midwood plenty of times. We used to live in a condo in Elizabeth, and if I wanted a different kind of beer, that was where I went. I mean, if you wanted something that was just sort of, or even wine, to Trent's point, you'd walk around and you'd find something else that was cool that you would just kind of pick up and buy, and you guys have done a nice job with that. Yeah,
and I think the other thing that kind of makes it part of the neighborhood is I had a friend come in the other day and said, who did y'all's decor? And I said, decor? Like, this is stuff out of a basement and attic. And, Plaza Midwood, 90% of the stuff on the walls there are stuff that basically a spouse or a partner said, you have to get rid of this. Like, I don't know why you've been hoarding this. And they drop it. Yeah, exactly. They drop it off at Blake, and Blake's like, yeah, sure, we'll find a place for it. It's not a problem. So then as they go in there time and time again, they're seeing their stuff on the wall. It makes it feel like, it's their own store.
Does each of these locations offer a place to sit down and have a beer or a glass of wine, or is it just kind of take it and go?
So each location does have, we'll have a patio. We'll have a large patio at the new location, and we'll actually have a full bar at the not in the sense of space, not the sense of liquor, but it is a full bar. Which the other locations, I think there were four or five seats, so it didn't feel like you could come down and sit down at the bar.
Matt, don't you know? Aren't you helping with the design and construction process?
But I haven't heard about the design lately, so you might have changed some things.
Matt's becoming a seasoned vet on the radio. That's called a tee-up question.
That's right.
Once again, similar to you, if I get him to be a vet in commercial, no, I'm kidding. No, Matt's awesome. But I think it's really cool to have you on. I think it's really cool for us as well to show the niche that we formed, which was our goal, branching into the commercial construction business. We wanted to parlay our customer base and our services business, but also doing rehabs of existing spaces and telling a story and keeping history, enhancing history. Is important. Funny thing you said, I have my office has stuff everywhere. I mean, all the stuff that my wife made, my Michael Jordan jersey and my Mark McGuire painting. And everybody says, "Why do you have Mark McGuire?" I said, "Because we're all flawed." He
right.
did steroids. Well, you got something in your closet, buddy. So
that's right.
So Graham, thanks for being with us today. It's been really fun. We got to hang out. Can you give us a plug how people can look you up before they come to your store?
Sure. Our website's www.commonmarketisgood.com. Don't forget the is good. We try to remind you that every time you go to it. And check us out. We're open this week at our new location on Monroe Road.
Well, thank you for being here. Check them out, and we'll give you a plug on the last segment, Matt. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thanks a lot.